Welcome to Bless This Mess of the True Crime Podcast. I'm Kara here with Stu. Say hey, Stu.
Hey.
All right, we are back, and this week we are going to Georgia for a creepy story, Stu.
Tell me about it.
I will be telling you as you're telling them about it, because you know nothing until you just show up in here and
look pretty.
Okay. Well, you're not really doing that very well either. So.
God bless it. I can't win tonight.
Anyway, so we are... What's going on with this, Stu?
We're in limbo.
Yeah, we got a lot going on. We're going to try
arguing more than normal because we're house hunting again.
Yes, we're house hunting. So we are moving, guys. We are getting out of this lovely West Texas.
If anybody needs a charming 3-bedroom home.
It's 4 bedrooms.
4-bedroom home.
But it's a D.R. Horton, so the bedrooms are the size of postage stamps. And you're literally on top of it. No one's going to buy this house if they've heard this after all the neighbors talk. Our neighbors right now are quiet. The neighborhood is shit, but our direct neighbors currently are quiet. We have a lot of rentals around us, though, so it could change at any moment what comes in. So hopefully when we go to sell this home, we have quiet neighbors. Stu, are you going to get off your phone so you can pay attention to what's going on?
I already know what you're saying.
Because you didn't find your y'all need Jesus and you're trying to do it in the moment. That's what's happened. I wrote an entire case.
I was taking care of the children.
While
you were piddling?
That is so full of shit. I stayed up late and wrote this.
While I was taking care of the children?
No, it was past midnight. Everybody was asleep. Yeah. So even the baby has been a champ. He'll be 6 weeks old tomorrow, or by the time you guys get this, look, we're only like a day or 2 behind this week. You guys should be proud of us. Okay.
Instead of a week behind.
We had intentions of recording this Wednesday night, but by the time we got everybody down and everything, we were tired. So
it happens.
I've just got to accept that I'm not going to be able to sleep, not because of the baby, but because of maybe the bigger ones. Well, no, we can't sleep. It's just that it's like after they go to sleep, we want to relax and do the things that we want to do. And then it's like, oh no, we need to record. And then by the time it's like, I'm just tired and everything. But this week we're doing okay.
Yeah. If they don't cooperate, then it's just busted night.
Yeah. And we did do an attempt at letting them stay up later. And that did not go well because the 5-year-old becomes tired and she gets
hostile.
quite the attitude. And there was 2 nights in a row we tried this later bedtime to see if we could get them to go. Because what happens is they go in their room. I think we found the sweet spot. I think it's like 8:30ish time frame. It's not too bad, you know. I think that's it. We were trying like 9 p.m. to get them into their room. 9:30.
Because they did it one time and we're like, hey, this is the magic bullet.
They did it one time. We were trying early bedtimes first. We were trying 7:30. Well, they just all go. We're talking about the 3 older ones. The baby's like a champ. He slept 8 hours last night. Like he's good. He'll be 6 weeks on Friday, and so he's doing great. He's not the problem. The other ones are the problem. So they share a room currently, which yes, that does cause additional problems because they're sharing a room, but it also removes the problem of them being scared and not wanting to sleep in their room because they're by themselves. So anyway, we used to do 7:30 bedtime all the time, but the problem is we like them to sleep in late, but you can't have it both ways. You can't have them go to bed early and sleep late. And when we're talking about sleep late, they sleep sometimes like till like 9:30 or whatever. And so we moved there. So for one night, this however long. So anyways, they go in there and go to sleep, and then they're just like loud and bouncing off the walls and get each other hyped up because they're not tired yet. So we tried doing late bedtime, but the problem is that the 5-year-old, she does get sleepy around 9 p.m. And then she's just got a terrible attitude and like back talking and stuff. And she's normally not like that, but you can just see her eyes were getting tired or whatever. So now we've moved it back up to, I think 8:30 is the sweet spot. So by the time we get them in bed, get the house cleaned up, take care of the baby, then we're just like tired. But anyways, I'm just rambling. This is like shoot the poo stuff. This is
Yes, this is.
Anyways.
I've turned off the podcast already.
No, everybody's like, you were just talking about moving and somehow you got off.
Yeah, how did you do that?
I don't know. We're moving though, okay? So we'll talk about it more on Shoot the Poo or whatever, about our house hunting and everything like that. But we are currently in the process of, we're also going on this road trip, and we would not have scheduled the road trip had we known we were moving so fast. We have to be out of here by July 1st. So we are on a tight deadline and we scheduled an epic road trip.
With non-refundable bookings.
With non-refundable stuff to save money. And here we are. So we're just going to cram it all in, It's fine. Everything will be fine.
And supposedly we're going to record on the road, according to Kara.
Yes. That was what I was going to say. So we are going to try to get some episodes out while Stu found cases about different places we're going to be visiting, I think. Is that what you did?
Some of them, yeah. I ain't done them all, but
they may not be the longest episodes, but we're gonna try to put something out. So we are bringing the recording equipment because, like, when I say we're gonna go on an epic road trip, we're gonna be gone for quite some time because I ain't staying in this West Texas hellhole.
Because you saw something on TikTok.
Yes, it said, why do your if you're gonna be on paternity or parental leave or whatever, it was a guy with his baby. If you're gonna be on parental leave or paternity leave, you might as well be on paternity leave in Key West. And I was like, bingo.
You know what? You're right.
I am easily influenced. I should really stay off the internet.
You probably should.
Anyway, so speaking of the internet, we have Patreon. We thank everybody who supports us there. You get the episodes 24 hours early and ad-free. And then that Shoot the Poo I'm talking about, if you're new here, we do it. We try to do it once a week since the baby's been here and everything's like chaos and stuff. We've been every other week right now, but we're gonna get one out this week and we'll talk more about the move and things like that. And then we have if you can rate, review, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. And then we have TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I share true crime recommendations, and I also share what we're having for dinner every night. And I have started, because I was just sharing what we're having for dinner, but now I've been trying to add in the actual recipe, so you can go follow that if you need, if you want to see what we're eating and stuff like that. So, which we're getting creative with the food because we can't buy any more food because we're going on the road trip and then we're moving. So we're literally I'm trying not to buy any groceries and just come up with meals with what we have and try to use up all the stuff in our fridge and then our freezer and pantry. So that's what's going on there. And, all those are like at Bless This Mess Podcast or all the names or whatever of the social medias and stuff like that. You'd think I'd never done this before.
Think you would have a script?
You'd think I'd have something, because I was going to talk about the books that I was reading too.
Yeah.
Oh, right now I'm reading. I'll just say the one that I'm reading. So I finished an audiobook today called "A Good Lie" by A.R. Torrey or something like that. And then my current read, because I'm still working on Frozen River, which I've been trying to read since January. And then I was reading that Wild Dark Shore, and it's slow as fuck too. So I'm going to have to take that one chapter at a time. I don't know. I can't. Some of these people just DNF, Stu. Do you know what that means?
Down to what?
No, DNF.
Oh.
It means did not finish. And I have a real hard time doing that. Once I start reading a book, I'm like, I feel like I need to finish it or whatever, even if I'm not enjoying it. But I really feel like I should DNF some of these. But Wild Dark Shore is just slow. Jesus. I mean, I know it's real popular. I'm going to stop looking at these popular books on TikToks and things and Instagrams and things. I mean, they're just not for me. And then, so right now I'm reading Nobody Knows You're Here. It's a Kindle Unlimited book, and it's pretty good. It's a mystery thriller. And then I finished, what was it called? Stu, can you talk while I look this
Well,
up?
I don't know what it's
Jesus.
called. You're talking about boring ass books that you did not
I'm
finish.
not reading boring. I'm not talking about boring ass books. Just because you're a dumbass who can't read doesn't mean that.
Oh, I can read. I can read the writing on the wall.
I don't know how to look up your history on. I don't know how to look up your history. So it was something about a good lie or something like that. You can look it up. It came as an audiobook on Kindle Unlimited too. So that one was really good. And I finished that all in one day because I listened on like 2 times speed. So, because now if I listen to them on 1 time speed, like the regular speed, they really sound like stroke victims. Like it's like someone like no on 1 time.
That's what it sounds like to
I
me.
know it
whenever
sounds
you're
like to
listening
you, but to me, and if you actually read a book while you're listening at like 2 times speed, that's how fast your brain actually reads. That 1 times is just like, here's the key. If you are listening to an audiobook and you try to listen to it at a faster pace and you're like, I can't listen to this, this is too much. Here's what you do. Put it up at like 2 times speed. And then listen to it for a couple minutes like that, and then drop it down to 1.7 speed, and it'll sound. You will understand every single thing. You got to just trick your brain. So you just listen to it a little bit faster for a few minutes, and then you take it down 1 notch, and it's good.
That's the key?
Yeah, that's the key. So, anyways, all right. Well, that was enough nonsense for this episode. So let's go ahead and get into our case out of...
Oh, we're still going to do the case after all that nonsense?
Yes, Stuart.
Okay.
I should just cut this now and this will be Shoot the Poo.
This will be our Shoot the Poo?
Yes. So on the Shoot the Poo too, if we're going to be, if you want to know what if you want to watch ahead, we're going to be talking about that new Netflix documentary, Trust Me, The False Prophet, about the FLDS church in Colorado City, Arizona, and the lady that like does a documentary and takes down the Michael Scott of prophets, FLDS prophets.
Yes, I dipped in and out of that.
Yeah, it's
and
a 4-part series.
I was like, I can't believe this.
Yeah, so if you want to watch it, that's what we're going to talk about on Shoot the Poo this week. All right, so let's get into this case out of Georgia. And to write this case, I read an article from the Atlanta magazine, I believe it's called. I think it's a magazine. It was online. But I think Atlanta is a magazine as well. But it was online.
As well as the city, baseball team, football team.
And then I watched an episode of Dead Silent on Discovery Plus. And I'll put the actual episode in the notes. All right, so in 1976, Dr. Charles Scudder was a pharmacology professor at Loyola University in Chicago, Illinois, 60652 Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois. Do you know what that is?
I know Scruff McGruff, yeah.
60652.
Don't know nothing about that.
That is embedded in my head for all eternity. Is Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. That's the zip code. Anyway, so Scruff McGruff, he fought crime?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Smokey the Bear fights forest fires.
Wow.
Okay. Smokey the Bear?
Yeah, Smokey the Bear.
They're both, oh no, one's a dog and one's a bear.
Wow. It's almost like you've been drinking whiskey.
Okay, I wish. All right. So he works at Loyola. He's a professor at Loyola. I can't say that.
No, just quit trying.
Chicago. He moves to Georgia.
God. You can't say Georgia either.
Georgia, with his partner Joseph Odom, and their 2 English Mastiffs, those big ass dogs.
Oh, I saw part of this. Yeah.
So Joseph was quite a bit younger than Charles. I want to say like 20 years or so. He had actually come to Charles's home in Chicago as a housekeeper, and then they became a couple and had been together for a very long time at this point. Now, Charles did have a life before meeting Joseph, and I'm not sure if he came and was the housekeeper when Charles was leading this other life, because he did have 3 children that were grown. So at some point, he must have been married to a woman, you know, and everything like that. So he had 3 grown children, and so this move to Georgia was because he was ready to start a new chapter. He was tired of teaching. He just wanted a completely different life, and he wanted to live it how he wanted to live it. And so moving to 40 acres in the Chattahoochee National Forest was how he was going to accomplish this.
That's a big cultural shock.
Well, I
Going
think
from
they just wanted to
Chicago
live.
Georgia.
Well, he was sick of all the students and everything. I think he just wanted to live. He wanted to live in the woods off the grid. Was his
Sounds
goals.
like most teachers these days.
Yeah, they're sick of their shit. So in northern Georgia, this is where this Chattahoochee, way down yonder by the Chattahoochee, you never know how much this makes.
Stop. We only have so many listeners as it is.
Okay. Northern Georgia, where they plan to build a castle that is off the grid, and they plan to build it with their own two hands. Now, Charles decides to name the castle Corpsewood Manor. That's Corpsewood Manor, Stu. And this is based off the fact that whenever they went there was like these dead imagine like a bunch of dead trees just sticking up like eerily in the forest. And so he was like, it's corpses of wood, wood corpses, Corpsewood is how they named it. And you'll see he likes like dark things like that. He's into that. So they complete the home after several years, and they're out on the property. And then they also, in this time, they build this 3-story chicken house. Now, the first floor was built for chickens. The second floor was something like also built for chickens or whatever. I think the first floor was like feed. The second floor was like for the chickens to climb up in or whatever. Now, the third floor, mind you, there was never any chickens in this in this thing. The third floor was known as the pink room.
Oh.
Now, the pink room was for sexual pleasures, and they would go in there themselves as well as bringing guests up in there that they got. Because even though they're out in Georgia and it's the 80s or whatever, they might be
getting their kink on.
Yeah, they might be acting like above it all in church on Sunday, but they're out there in the pink room
getting their kink on.
Yes. So anyway, so it was for them as well as guests that they would bring out there. So on top of them being gay and having a pleasure room and living off the grid, so this is already some, especially for that time frame, these are
this is fall of Rome.
Like the pink, yeah. So this is like a lot of weird things for these people they've moved out here into this southern area, and they are doing all this strange stuff to them. So anyways, on top of all that, though, they are going to add that Charles was a member of the Church of Satan and identified as an atheist, which I believe those are contradictory because...
Yes. Either you believe in God or you don't.
But that's what he was, though. He's an odd duck, Stu.
I'm an atheist that worships Satan.
Yes. I think he mainly just liked the shock. I think he just liked to shock the fuck out of people. Is what he
kind of like all the 80s death metal bands.
Yes,
with the imagery.
Yes, I think he just liked to shock people. Maybe he really believed it. I don't know. So he, with his beliefs in Church of Satan and all this stuff, he decorated the manor in all sorts of satanic things like skulls, pentacles, statues. He had this giant pink... Pentacles.
Pentagrams, you mean?
Pentacles.
Pentagrams, you mean?
I thought it said pentacles.
That's what it says. But it's probably pentagrams.
Okay, well, I'll look it up when you're reading yours, but I thought pentacles was a word. I'm pretty sure pentacles was a word, Stu. Pentacles.
Okay.
Pentacles meaning. A pentacle is a 5-pointed star, a pentagram.
Oh.
Okay, so.
There you go.
You're wrong. I knew it was pentacles.
I guess when I was worshiping the devil, we only had pentagrams. We didn't call them pentacles, okay?
Okay. So anyway, on top of all this stuff that he's got going inside the house, he also, and remember, it's off the grid, so also the light in the house at night is all candles.
Candlelight.
Things.
Made out of human flesh.
Yes, and so he also added a giant pink gargoyle over the home. So as you can imagine, like I said, in small town Georgia in the late 70s and early 80s, this is quite over the top for this town. So, and then we're going to top all of these things. Mm-hmm. They're out here. They're gay. They've got a huge age difference. They're worshiping Satan, possibly not. We don't know.
But
they got their
so.
sexual room. all this stuff. They're also heavy and frequent drug users. So they would take LSD and also had their own concoction called Toodaloo, which consisted of alcohol, paint thinner, and glue that they would huff to get high.
Nice.
So
just killing brain cells left and right.
Yes, there's a lot going on at this place out in the woods.
In 1982, a 17-year-old by the name of Avery Brock was hunting on the Corpsewood property when he ran into the couple. Avery befriended Charles and Joseph and even went up to the pink room with them to participate in drugs and sex. They continued the friendship, and Charles let Avery hunt on the Corpsewood property, and there was no tension between any of them.
Well, there was some sort of tension.
Well, I don't think so.
Some sexual tension.
There wasn't. They were getting that released in the pink room. And they had become friends. Avery was living with a man named Tony West, who was around 30 years old. He told him about Charles and Joseph and the Corpsewood Manor. To Avery, even though this Corpsewood Manor didn't have any electricity or running water, what it did have, from what he could tell, was it had some fancy furniture, the statues, the decor. It made it seem to him, like Avery, that Charles and Joseph were sitting on a lot of money. So he lets Tony know about this, and Tony believes that Charles and Joseph have a pile of money, and they're probably hiding it somewhere in the manor. So Tony begins talking to Avery, and they decide that they're going to rob Charles and Joseph at some point. They're just going to put this plan together, go out there and rob these people.
Well, I mean, what are a 17-year-old and a 30-year-old in backwoods Georgia going to do with their time? But
I don't know.
Come up with that they have a bunch of money, which I guess it does. Like, I guess I would probably, if I was growing up, I would probably assume that they had a bunch of money too, because people that have a bunch of money live eccentric lifestyles like this. It's like this is their, and then plus, like I said, he has all these like little statues and the furniture and all the trappings and everything looked, and the fact that they built this castle themselves or whatever. But realistically, they didn't have any money. They lived in their car while they built this, like brick by brick. They did all this themselves. I mean, he had some money to get it going, but they had to put in a lot of their own labor to build this castle.
I can't even imagine the smell in that car.
It reminded me of that place we went to in Colorado, where he built it himself.
The Bishop Castle up there in the mountains?
It reminded me of that.
Where we got the kids sick?
Yes, where we got our 5-year-olds with, what's it called? Altitude sickness.
Well, that's our going theory on that, yes.
Yes, we didn't know what was going on, but we think she was just, I don't remember if we told you guys this story, but we think she was sensitive to the altitude because we just kept taking her up, and then she'd get, like start feeling sick, and then I had my whole debacle at the Colorado Children's Hospital. They can go fuck off. And then, So,
Good
yeah,
times.
they were like, we never even heard but altitude sickness. Oh, yeah, I guess that might be. Like, how are you up in Colorado and you haven't dealt with anyone with altitude sickness? Or even, like, she acted like I came up with these words. Like, what?
I've heard of altitude and sickness. I've never heard them put together, though.
This is craziness. All right, so on December 12th, that's not why I don't like them, though. It's a whole nother story. Anyways, on December 12th, 1982, Avery is invited to the manor, and this is when he decides he's going to bring along Tony, and they bring along Tony and then two more people. Now, the other two people would be Tony's nephew, Joey West, and an 18-year-old girl by the name of Teresa Hudgens. Now, this was a first date for Teresa and Joey. She was very surprised when Joey shows up at her home with Avery and Tony.
As one would be.
Yeah. So Joey tells Teresa that his car broke down and that they were going to have to ride along with Tony and Avery to go on a date. So
No.
Okay.
I'm staying home. I'm watching TV. I gotta wash my hair.
Okay, well, she decides she wanted to see Joey, so she decides she's going to get in the car, and they inform her that they are going to go up to Corpsewood Manor. Now, she'd heard of this place, but she'd never been out there, obviously. She wasn't real comfortable going, but she liked Joey, and they were like, come on, are you scared, and everything like that. So,
come on, chicken.
Yep, so she goes. And I'm just going to tell you, Teresa survives this, but Teresa has made her entire life about surviving this night. Like, she's she goes back to the manor and I found her Facebook profile. She's like, this is her entire personality is surviving this. You know, like some people like have something like this happen to them when we get into it, have it happen to them and then they move on with their life.
Mhm.
Not
She's
Teresa.
stuck there.
Oh yeah, she's in it. This is her claim to fame, and she will not.
Gonna ride that pony.
Yes.
She making money off it at least.
I can't remember if she wrote a book or somebody else wrote a book. But she's like, people have written books about this whole night and this incident and everything like that. And she's been interviewed. She was on the show that I watched. So I don't know if she's making money or just likes the fame of it all, maybe, or knowing that she was there at this whenever this happened.
They arrive at Corpsewood Manor, and upon entering the home, like Kara said, it's very creepy to Teresa and Joey. There's skulls, satanic items laying around. There's no electricity. All the candles are burning. Teresa goes in. She meets Charles and Joseph, and they all sit down. They have dinner together.
They're also in the middle of fucking nowhere. Remember this. This is like her going out there. This is like creepy, okay? Scary.
Like cabin in the woods.
But worse, because they actually are just... It's not just some creepy cabin. It's like a creepy cabin with satanic stuff in it.
After dinner, Charles takes Avery, Tony, Teresa, and Joey up to the pink room. Joseph decides to stay in the home and clean up after dinner.
See, this is where I'm at. I'm not going to the fucking pink room because...
But do they know what the pink room is till they get there?
Well, I could just imagine...
Only Avery does,
I don't know. It just feels like there's a lot of human...
Stuff in there.
Oh my God, I just would take a shower just thinking about it.
Fluid remnants.
Yes, it's
sweat and
stuff, yes.
Lubes and
Ew, okay.
While in the pink room, they start huffing this toodaloo. On top of this, they had already been drinking cheap wine with their dinner. The group is all chatting in the pink room. Thank God, it's just chatting.
There are like mattresses and stuff. There's like 2 mattresses in there, so it's not.
They're probably stained with sweat.
Yes.
There's no way to wash them.
Yes, and you're out there, no electricity, and the Georgia humidity.
Mm-hmm.
It was just forever unclean.
Forever unclean. Okay, so they're up there chatting. Avery's like, "Hey, I need to go down. I need to get some more drugs to huff.
Get some more toodaloo.
Some more toodaloo," and he heads out. Charles didn't think anything of this, and neither did anybody else in the group because Charles and Avery are buddies.
Yes, this does not stand out to him as something.
Oh my God, why is this guy leaving?
Because he got to go get some toodaloo, you know. Whoever come up with that name, I don't know, but
it's probably these guys.
Okay, yeah. Now, a few minutes later, Avery shows back up in the pink room, but this time he is holding a rifle that he got out of the back of his truck. Now, Charles actually made a joke about this because, again, they're friends. He's just like, I mean, who knows? Who the fuck knows? I mean, we're out in the backwoods of Georgia. There's like guns and all sorts of things. It's just like a common occurrence or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this, I saw this TikTok where this girl was like, she had a real thick Southern accent. She's like, now you city people, don't you be coming out here to the country and then complain about when us country people are doing country things like shooting our guns off. We were out here first. She's like,
well, it's true. Don't be coming out here harassing us about this.
Because it's like, people want to get rid of, now everybody wants away from like these cities and they want to be out and live like a simpler lifestyle. They're all like, oh, let's be homesteaders or whatever. And then they come out there and they complain about all the people that live
like, what's that noise? Is that a gunshot? Oh my God.
Yes. Anyway, so Charles is just joking about the gun or whatever and he still doesn't think anything's wrong. Keep in mind they're high as well. Now, but soon there would be no joking because Avery actually lunges towards Charles, grabs him by the neck, and then holds a knife up to him and begins asking him, where is all the money? Charles explains to Avery, like, he's still calm in all this, probably because he's on drugs. He's like, there is no money. Like, we don't have any money in this house. And the little bit of money that we do, it's actually in a local bank. So, like, I can't give you anything now.
It's closed. We're high.
Yeah. So Avery didn't believe Charles, so he heads out of the chicken house and heads into the main home to talk to Joseph to see if he can confront him and ask him where the money is. Meanwhile, Charles and all the others are all just sitting up in the pink room trying to understand, like, what is going on. Is he serious? Is he really, or is this just him fucking around? And like I said, they're all drinking. They're all doing drugs. Next thing you know, they hear multiple gunshots from the home.
Once Tony heard the shots fired, he forced Charles, Joey, and Teresa down the ladder and into Corpsewood Manor. Upon entering the home, they are greeted by Avery. This is also when they see that Avery has shot Joseph, as well as the 2 dogs at point-blank range. Now, they're all dead. Joseph's dead. The dogs are dead. Charles sees this.
Jesus Christ. Stuart.
What?
They're dead. Everybody's dead.
I just need people to understand.
We should have trigger warned this. Not about the people dying, but the 2 dogs dying.
They're masters.
Yeah.
They should have ate somebody's face off. That's probably why
they
I
should
had
have
to
trained them better. Well, I mean, if you just, as soon as the gun, they should have lunged. They should have lunged.
Now, Charles runs toward his partner, and this is when Tony, he has the gun somehow.
Yeah, he took the gun from Avery. 'Cause remember, Tony's the older one. Tony's the 30-year-old.
Now, Tony shoots Charles. Charles falls to the floor. This whole time, Joey and Teresa are like, what the fuck is going on? So they're trying to figure out how they're going to stay alive in this situation because they just witnessed double homicide, plus the dogs. They have no clue. They didn't have any clue that any of this was going to happen, obviously.
Yeah, they weren't part of this. At some point, Teresa runs out in the woods. Joey runs after her. Of course, she's also like, is Joey part of... Like, she doesn't know who to trust because Joey's related to Tony. Is Joey part of this? She runs out to the woods. He comes back at her because they start screaming like, we're going to kill you if you do anything or whatever. So Joey goes and gets her from the woods. He's like, you've got to come back in here with me. And so she had to make the decision like... Do I go along with this? Do I keep running through the woods? But again, they're on this 40-acre thing out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, what is she going to do? Like, she don't even know where she's at. So she has to make the decision to go back in with Joey and deal with and hope that they don't shoot her.
Or spend the night in the woods and then hope you can find your way out in the morning.
Yeah, or before they find, before they find her.
Yes. So. Tony and Avery start ransacking the house trying to find all this cash that they believe is hidden there. Now, after a while, they don't find anything, so they all load up in Charles's Jeep. They force the 2 teenagers into the car with them. They also set the manor on fire in an attempt to destroy all the evidence.
The only thing they were able to find was this, like, gold instrument or something, but they tried to lift it, and it was too heavy, so they just had to leave it behind. It was like a gold, like, I don't know what it was.
Fiddle.
I can't remember.
Bass.
No, it was like something big, like a... What's the thing? A harp or something like that? A golden harp or... I can't remember.
Was it golden or was it just gold plated?
It might have just been gold plated. These were not the smartest people, Tony and old Avery.
Yeah, if you thought it was gold, you get that damn thing in the car. Anyway, they head over to their home and they tell Joey and Teresa that if they tell anyone about this, they will kill them too. Tony and Avery head out in Charles' Jeep and the plan is that they're going to flee to Mexico.
You know, when I'm thinking of Toodaloo, I'm thinking of Toodaloo, motherfuckers. That's all I can think of.
That from
The Hangover. Toodaloo, motherfuckers. Anyways.
Bye, gay boy. I'm going to have to watch that again.
That's who the one guy makes me from the false prophet. That was not that guy, but the what's his name? He's one part of the wolf pack. He's the brother-in-law, Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
It's whatever his character is. It's like him plus Michael Scott from The Office. If you combine, put like a person like that, and that's who the false prophet guy was that took over the FLDS and said he was the prophet or whatever.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about that later. But anyways, that's the guy. So while Tony and Avery are on the run, it would take 4 days before anyone discovered the bodies of Charles and Joseph. Now, a friend of the couples came by to fill them in about they had like a friend or something that was in the hospital, and because again they're off the grid, so there's no phone or anything. So I think one of their friends was in the hospital or something was happening, and he said, "Hey, I'll come back in a couple days and I'll update you." So here's the friend coming back. So he comes in and sees this like horrific scene. I mean, the bodies have been out there for 4 days now. At least it's December, so it could still
pretty
be warm
in December.
Yeah. Anyways, with no like temperature control or anything in the home. So he notifies authorities, and they enter the home and find bloodstains on the walls. The whole house has been ransacked, furniture's turned over, and they were able to recover some of the bullet casings. So they go ahead and bring in the Georgia Bureau of Investigation because they have no fucking clue in the state police. Because this is like, they come in and there's this place been ransacked. These guys are dead out here. The 2 dogs are dead. Blood all over the place. Satanic stuff everywhere. Out here in this creepy ass castle and stuff like that. They're like, this is way above.
I don't know where we start with this, Bob. I don't know.
I don't know. Call in the GBI.
Just don't go in that pink room. God damn it, don't go in there.
Don't turn on the black light. Pink room.
Ow. While police in Georgia are processing the crime scene, Tony and Avery had been on the run and had actually murdered somebody else during this time. They stopped in Vicksburg, Mississippi, where they wanted to switch out the Jeep for another vehicle, just in case they thought police might be onto them.
Well, they went something more discreet than so they were looking specifically for like something run-of-the-mill.
Yes. This is where they come across a man by the name of Kirby Phelps. He's 26 years old. He's a Navy lieutenant. He was sleeping behind the wheel of his Toyota, and they forced him out of the car. They lead him into the trees, and when he tried to run, they shot and killed him. Their plan to flee to Mexico, however, was not going to happen because Tony and Avery had a falling out as they were passing through Texas.
You mean these 2 dumbasses, 30-year-old and 17-year-old, that never got any money or anything like to show for what they did in their grand scheme? You mean that they didn't
on their way
didn't
to
get
Mexico.
Along to go along?
They ain't even going to have money to buy
Yeah, you
chiclets
can't
when they
even
cross the border.
No, you can't. They don't even have any money. They accomplished nothing with all of this, but a complete. And then they left 2 witnesses that know exactly who they were back at the place. They're idiots.
Yeah, somehow, somewhere along the way, they abandoned the Jeep in Louisiana somewhere. Louisiana police run across it. They run the plates, and they find out that it was registered to somebody in Georgia. Police in Louisiana contact the local police in Georgia, let them know that they discovered this Jeep. While this information is coming in, Teresa takes it upon herself. She's like, I need to go forward and tell somebody what the hell happened. So she does. She goes in. She lets police know this happened. This is who you need to be looking for. So I guess she had a lot weighing on her mind, and she was ready to be done with it.
Yes, thank you, Stu.
You're welcome.
Sound like what happened, yes. Yeah, because keep in mind, they've got this crazy-ass, like, imagine the police. They've got this crazy-ass crime scene, and they have zero clue. Like, we know what happened because we just told you guys or whatever.
Yes.
But they have no clue. So they finally get this call in from Louisiana. They're like, okay, this is our first piece of evidence. But they still have zero idea until Teresa comes in and helps them out. Now, with this information, they issue an arrest warrants for Tony and Avery. At this point, Avery calls his mother from a payphone because, again, remember, Avery's 17 years old. He lets her know where he is, and she informs him that there is a warrant out for his arrest. Now, for some reason, Avery goes and tells I guess he just wants, he's 17. He's got this a lot weighing on him. Because remember, he was friends with Charles and Joseph before Tony talked him into robbing him and stuff like that. And I mean, he knew them personally, in a
intimately.
Yes, he knew them. So he goes and tells this gas station attendant that what he had done, and I'm guessing it's to get this off his chest. And I'm guessing he probably didn't want to turn himself into the police, but he figured maybe he'd tell somebody. So the gas station attendant contacts police, and they were there very quickly. The local police there came and picked up Avery. Now, Tony was still on the run. However, it would not take long because on Christmas Eve, he decided to drive back to the Georgia area into Chattanooga, where they were from or whatever. And he runs out of gas. Well, he's just so tired and defeated from the whole ordeal. He's like, fuck, I'm out of gas, everything. He's like, he just goes up to the police and turns himself in. He's like, I'm tired.
I just need a place to stay. They got food. I'll get that bologna sandwich.
Yes. So that's how they ended up being caught. I mean, it wasn't the great escape or anything like that.
No, a couple of. In 1983, Avery does plead guilty to killing Joseph, and he's sentenced to 3 consecutive life terms. Tony was charged with killing Charles. However, he is not going to plead guilty. He claimed that the only reason that he killed Charles was it was for revenge for embarrassment suffered by Avery when he allowed Charles to perform oral sex on him. However, at the trial, they claimed that Charles had spiked the wine with LSD, and this is all due to hallucinations, basically, is what
Yes,
they're
he
saying.
had two different stories going. First story was, I was defending Avery. He was
His
humiliated because he was given oral sex against his will and stuff like that, which was not true. Avery was a willing participant in this. And then they changed their story when they went actually on a trial and blamed it on the drugs.
Yes. But they can't prove whether the wine was spiked with or without unless the other people agree with this theory that we're drinking the wine. The defense attorney really leaned into the satanic panic that was going on at the time and said that Charles basically was performing rituals on them to cause them to do these things against their will. The jury wasn't buying it, and they found him guilty, and he was sentenced to death. However, he appealed his case, and he was able to plead guilty in exchange for a life sentence.
You know, I was proud of the jury because I knew it could, depending on who was on that jury, it could go different ways. But they interviewed locals that were in there, and they said, actually, you know, because you would think that people in the South are like, you know, Bible thumping, and even if you're out here and you're gay and you're like the Satan and all this stuff that they're gonna, but actually they really are about the freedom and stuff like that. So whenever they interview, they're like, well, you know, I don't agree with it, but we're free out here. This is all about
If
free.
that's what they want to do.
Yeah. So it's funny because you would think that possibly, I mean, it can still happen in some areas down in the South, but especially I feel like Georgia is one of those places, kind of like they're a bit, they can get eccentric out there in the country, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Think like Savannah and stuff like that. You know, it's a quirky
I do like
place.
Savannah.
Yes. We were going to hit that on our. Are you sweating?
I shouldn't be.
Oh, okay.
Am I dying?
I don't know. You know what we're doing when we get this new? Okay, when we live out here in West Texas, and real estate is like freaking expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to pay a whole bunch of money for not a lot. Where we're moving, we can get a house for cheaper with more space for all these children's, and then we can also have a office / podcasting room, so I can stop sitting in a freaking outdoor chair.
There is one house.
No, we're not buying the 45. Stu wants this old house that's 4,500
It's a
square feet.
mid-century modern with a
yes, the stupid bathroom has a Roman column
Hollywood
in it.
Regency style primary
it's
bath.
terrible.
I don't know what Hollywood
It's old,
Regency
but not in a
is.
charming way. It's old in a tacky orange carpet type way. No, it doesn't have orange carpet, but that's
There
the
ain't
vibe.
no carpet in there
That's
anywhere.
I know, that's also a problem. I don't want tile in the bedrooms.
Wait, there's some carpet.
Oh, there is No, there is carpet. It looks old. It looks old and dirty.
Yeah, it might be.
I mean, our children lick the floor. We can't be having
They do.
them.
They're gross little shits.
We would have to rip out all the carpet right away and put new carpet down. It's not all carpet. I'm okay with carpet. Like our house that we have has carpet, and yes, people were on the carpet before. Would I prefer not to have carpet? Yes. However, that house looked dirty, which was why it was pretty.
Been there since it was built.
Why the price for 4,500 square feet was not what you would. That was lower
Look
than
at that rose wallpaper with that green tile. How can you go wrong there?
Listen, I'm okay with quirky, Stu. Okay, I mean, I'm not going to do the pink room, but I'm okay with quirky.
But quirky, not kinky.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're on the long, drawn out thing of
arguing
house hunting
back and forth.
So this is going to go really well for us because it does not go well when we house hunt. There's a lot of strife, and we have a newborn.
Doesn't go well when we
So this
remodel.
is a real test of the relationship
again. Remember when we were remodeling the bathroom at the last house?
Yeah, because Stu
picking paint colors.
Because Stu is boring as fuck. He wants everything millennial grayish, and I'm like, no, I want things to be colorful.
I don't want nothing gray.
No, he's always just worried about resale value. It's like, when am I ever going to get to just fix up a house how I want it to look? Yes, this one we were not going to do it because we had every intention as soon as they would let me leave, then we would be moving. So we did. This whole house is just we didn't even hang anything.
Couple things.
What did
Just
we
'cause-
hang?
Hung that stupid plant thing over there in the kitchen.
Oh, okay, whatever. Anyway, so you'll
Some
have that to look
TVs.
forward to, listening to us probably bitch and moan at each other about which house to purchase or whatever.
Mhm.
The good news is there's quite a few options for us to look at. So I think we should be able to find something that's in our price range. And it is much cheaper out there than it is here, so we can get a little bit bigger
More house for you, Dalla.
So I can have a podcasting room or like an office / podcast, so I can stop sitting in these fucking outdoor chairs. Although we'll probably still be sitting in them because we have no furniture to
We don't.
house like that.
We
So,
don't.
anyways.
We really don't.
All right. Do you have your Y'all Need Jesus?
I do.
Okay,
I
let's
finally
go.
found one. It's short. It's sweet. It's to the point.
Yeah, because
Kind of like me.
I want to get to my sleepy time drink that I have. It's so good.
Yes.
It's like
Knocks you out.
it knocks me clean out. So maybe that baby is waking up at night, but I can't hear him.
Check his sock.
He's figured it out.
Check his sock.
Yes, we got the sock. I think we were talking about the sock last
Yeah,
time.
we had to break down and buy one.
Yes.
Because he was spitting up.
Yes.
And we thought he was going to choke and die.
And we
in the night.
took him to a chiropractor though, and it seems between that and new bottles, it seems to have fixed the situation. Okay, we can't go on. What's your Y'all Need Jesus?
Man arrested for robbing Dollar General store twice in one day.
The same store?
The same store.
Oh. Well, they wouldn't have seen it coming. They would have been like, "We've already been robbed." There's no
No way we'll get
There's
robbed
no way
again.
this could happen again by the same person. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Not even get robbed twice in the same day by different people. Karma has already come.
Yeah, it's already. You're
Yeah.
like, I'm good. I can. It's
I
never
can go
gonna
buy
happen.
a lottery ticket now.
Yeah.
Might win something. Florida or not Florida? Karen.
Florida.
Coming from us from WDRB, wherever that is, January 24, 2025. Louisville, Kentucky. A man is behind bars after allegedly robbing a Jeffersonville retail store twice on Friday afternoon. The Dollar General door at, what did I say?
Dollar General door?
Wow. Store at 1750 Allison Lane was robbed 2 separate times in the span of 4 hours, according to Jefferson police.
Just 4 hours? There probably wasn't even a shift change in there.
Right? The first robbery happened at about 1:30 p.m. when a man reached across the counter and stole cash, then fled the scene. Then around 5:30 p.m., the same man came back.
The cash hasn't even had a chance to get
Right?
restocked in there with all the customers.
I mean, how long did it take for the police to come? They did their police report. He was waiting around the corner. He's like, all right, good, they're gone.
But he already took the money.
Employees immediately recognized him from the previous incident, and they called police. Police said the man, identified as John Towns, was arrested during the second robbery attempt. When interviewed by police, Towns said he was the world's dumbest criminal when he returned to rob the same store. Towns is charged with 2 counts of robbery and is being held at the Clark County Jail. The end.
Short and sweet, like you
me.
said. Okay. All right. Well, that is our case for this week. Creepy Manor out in... Oh, so yeah, it burnt down, so there is still the remnant, so you can go see it. And Teresa did go take a picture next to the burnt down. There's just a few bricks, like, standing up or whatever. And they claim if you steal a brick from there, you'll be
Haunted?
cursed. Yes.
I'm not
If you steal
stealing
a
no
brick.
bricks from there. Especially the pink room.
And I just want to clarify, whenever they said because when they started the fire, whatever, it's like a brick home. It didn't burn down like they thought it would. So that's why when the police walked in, they could still see everything was pretty much still. But eventually it deteriorated down into nothing.
Yes, the bricks, the mortar started falling away.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. Well, that is our case for this week, and I guess we're gonna try to get a shoot the poo out, and then we'll see what happens, guys. We're taking the recording equipment, and then we'll see. We'll see what happens. Can't make any promises though.
No.
It's rough with all these. It's hard getting it done when we're at home with all these children. So let's just add in the road. So. All right, well, I guess we will see you next time. Bye, everyone. Say bye, Stu.
Bye, Stu.
Don't you know shine.